Hey there, welcome to the 5th episode of Under the Radar. In the last episode, I covered a band called the Super 18, which was the first CDR that I ever purchased by a local band or a local artist. And I'm going to continue that trend today by covering my next band, which is the second CDR that I ever bought. This is kind of a cool time when bands would actually, kind of handcraft their own thing. And this is actually not only the second CDR that I bought by a local artist, but it's also the second release in the Pirate Party catalog, which is the Brokedowns self-titled 5-song EP. I just so happened to stumble across this band when I went to go see the Super 18 live at the Warp Skate Park back in, I think it was 2000. This probably came out in 2000. It may have come out in tail end of 99, but it definitely, I bought it in early 2000. I remember it very well, or like spring 2000, when I went to the Warp Skate Park to see Super 18, and I caught the Brokedowns. The first thing I noticed about the Brokedowns was their harmonies. Eric Grossman was hitting those tenor notes, doing third harmonies and such with Johnny Balin. And I thought that was really impressive because not a lot of bands had another person in the band that would sing. And Eric always, even to this day, which is kind of an insane testament that this band has lived as long as they've lived. I mean, this band's well over 20 years old. Of course, this was their first incarnation before Chris joined the band and before Moose then would join the band on drums. This was with their original drummer, Jason Fleck. It was always kind of interesting watching this band live because he had kind of more of a hip-hop vibe to him. He was definitely like more into rap, but also listened to punk. And then you got these three punkers up front. But anyway, this band was grinding, just like I said, like the Super 18. They may have been grinding a little harder in some ways too, because they would like do little tours to like Minneapolis and back. And I know they played with like Animal Chin and a bunch of like the ex-slapstick bands and stuff like that. I was very impressed by their live show, being like a junior in high school. And actually, it's funny because when I was watching, I think it's track 3 on this guy right here, track 3 on this self-titled EP. Eric was playing these octaves, and I had never played octaves on a guitar, which is a very simple, formation to play on the guitar. But I always remember hearing it in like Foo Fighters songs and other like NoFX and stuff like that. And I was like, what is that sound? And I was watching how his, fingers were, and then that's what actually got me to start playing octaves in my band Flying South, and then, of course, all the way to this day, right? Thanks, Eric. But yeah, I remember being really stoked on this 5-songer. The quality was a little lo-fi. Once again, it was recorded by Randy Pasco, who did the Super 18 EP. But I know that they had a cassette that they had released before this that was recorded with John Emerson, so it was definitely a big step up from their cassette that was released. So I brought it to school one day after I got it and showed it to my buddy John Fawcett on his Discman, and I think he ended up with this for a while. I think he loved them even more than me. Like I said, they were playing Fireside just like Super 18 and all those other bands that I've mentioned before, just grinding while, all of us were also in high school in bands. Funny side notes on this one. In the insert, there's not only the pictures of them photocopied, but they also photocopied Eric Grossman's DUI report in the paper. So, kind of a funny little trivia if you got this one. But yeah, this is highly out of print. I don't know how many were made of this CDR. Stamped it with a little planet stamper. Kind of cool. Anywho, yeah, this band, like I said, I was a big fan of this band. Actually, the first show that Midwest Blue played as Midwest Blue, my whole band, was with the Brokedowns in 2001, I believe. But this band, I've played with them in multiple projects, and this band has just kept ascending and getting better and better with time, like a fine bottle of wine. Definitely keeping true to the DIY punk ethics and sound. And I'll be mentioning definitely some more releases in the future. They actually later on went to release an even better sounding full-length record on Big Action Records called Let the Disappointment Begin. From what I saw, they still have some CDs in stock on the Big Action Records Bandcamp page, and I'm going to leave a link right there for you to check that out. And here's a little sample off of that one.
Watching anyone change the way they're living, just to hide what they've been given. Searching for truly that thing to deal. Two things go back to something real. Opposition works to intimidation. Numb the fucked up trend that's moving the nation. You say you're angry and your fire is lit. Well, I hope you jump on the stomach for your own bullshit. Educate yourself and try to fuck up. Educate yourself and try to fuck up. Cause everyone has a right to live their life. And I don't really think that they need your advice. And we'll fight one time. And we'll fight two times. And we'll fight three times. And we'll fight too many times. It's a thing for you to get the fucking picture. Or dare you lay your hands on someone who's gay? Like the friends of ours once had to say. Take everything you hide and put it on the outside.
So once again, thanks for tuning in. It's, again, cool to just revisit this little label, the little scene, Pirate Party, Super 18, Brokedowns, and I'm going to cover another Pirate Party release on the next episode, actually. Actually, I think it's the final Pirate Party release. Yeah, so mad shout-outs to the Brokedowns and the whole crew. Love those dudes. And you can find, they've done albums on Thick Records. They've done records on Red Scare more recently. I think they have like 3 or 4, maybe even more records on that. I've got a few here in my vinyl collection and CD collection as well. But yeah, great band. Check out the Brokedowns if you've never heard them and you love punk rock. I'll be putting another episode together shortly. And again, thanks for your time.